How about you? Raise your hands. How many people got a raise last year? What did you get? A cost of living adjustment, 2, 3, 4%? Many people who didn't may be looking forward to the year of the tiger, to say nothing of those who lost their jobs. But those with teeth and claws, will it be any better than the ox? Paul peered into his crystal ball with human resources consultant Guy Day. I had no idea that the feng shui people had a role in determining pay packages, but anything's gained nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, true. Were you raising your hand to set an example to people out there? Or
No.
I
Just trying to get them interactive TV. You know, raise your hands.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I know someone working at a big investment bank here in Hong Kong, but is on contract. So people around her are getting bonuses and so on and so on. She, of course, gets nothing. It's a frustrating position to be in. But she's not alone. There's a lot of people out there doing that. I spoke to Guy Day and said, to what extent are employees getting any pricing power back? Asked him about that.
A lot of them did lose their jobs. A lot of the downsizing occurred in Q4 2008 and through the first quarter of 2009. Those jobs bounced back pretty quickly. We tend to find the large financial institutions in particular are either tap off or tap on. And Q4 08 and Q1 09 firmly tap off, tap back on round about May, June time last year. So a lot of those jobs did come back, and a lot of the recruitment that we've actually been seeing for the last 6 to 9 months has been a lot of replacement of those positions that were actually axed in the first instance. So it's what we call replacement recruitment rather than net new headcount.
And those jobs, did they come back front office? Because, comes in, you need the salespeople to go out there, you need the traders to do the trades. Are those the jobs which have been on and off so much?
There's some of that coming back. A lot of what we specialise in is the back of house stuff, so the back middle office, so accountants, middle office support type professionals, and a lot of that was really a direct result of increased deal flow coming through the front line. So, by implication, you'd have to say that frontline jobs were increasing to necessarily lead to the increased resource in the back of middle offices.
Now, of course, what people are after normally when they come to work is a decent salary, as many other things as well, but salary is a big part of it.
Yeah, sure.
So the jobs are back, bonuses are back, but not everybody's getting the bonuses, not because the company didn't do well, but because they're not on full-time staff. A lot of people have been brought back on contract, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of questions in there. First and foremost, salaries. Lots of people haven't had a pay increase on base salary since January 2008. And even at the beginning of this year, 2010, a lot of people weren't getting pay increases again. So there's some people out there that are pretty disillusioned, which is why we're going to see some activity later on in the year. Back to contracting staff, there was a lot of risk aversion, I suppose, in really the whole of 2009, which led employers to really gravitate towards hiring people on a contract basis, whether that's a 1, 2, 3 or even 6, 9 month type contract. So I guess a try before you buy type concept more than anything else. But what we're seeing now, because the number of permanent jobs has actually increased, there's much more choice available for the very best people. So if you've got an option of a contract role or a permanent job, you're going to take a permanent job right now. And also because of the labour law and other aspects of governance here in Asia, it's much easier to hire and fire people in all fairness compared to the UK and Australia and other markets like Europe.
So to what extent then are employees in a position where they can essentially negotiate a salary increase, either by implicitly threatening to hop jobs somewhere else, or simply
Well, we always counsel employers, so our clients, that it costs you an awful lot more to replace somebody than to pay them a few extra % on their base salary. So we take a view that there shouldn't be an across-the-board sort of policy taken of X%, and you should take it on a case-by-case situation. And I think that's what most smart employers do. You've really got to protect your best people. And what we're going to see this year is we're going to go back into the full cycle of skill shortages, we believe, because if demand increases at this point, to the same degree that has done over the last 3 or 4 months, then we're just going to see the same old problems that we saw in 2007, probably not on that sort of level, that scale, because job numbers aren't back to that sort of level yet. But skill shortages are going to start to emerge again, without any question.
Are a lot of companies moving people? We see this here in Hong Kong. People have come over from the West to move to Hong Kong, where the growth is, particularly in investment banking. Are you seeing a great deal of that?
There's been a lot of conjecture and speculation around, dissatisfaction with bonuses and government restrictions placed on bonuses in places like the UK. We haven't seen that flurry of activity, and we don't think that it's going to be as enormous as some people might believe. There's clearly interest in Asia, again, because Asia's bounced back more quickly than the UK has and Europe, for example. So we're going to see a trickle, but I don't think it's going to be an avalanche of people moving here.
And what about expat packages in that case when you do move? No?
Yeah,
big housing allowances?
There's not many of those about, unfortunately. I think some of the larger financial institutions still pay them at the more senior levels and would need to attract those sorts of people. And obviously organisations moving their own senior executives, so C-level people, would certainly get some benefits, modest housing allowances. But it's really reserved for the elite, the very smaller group of people.
So there you go, Bernie. It's been no pay rises for a couple of years. In many cases, try before you buy, as he was putting people on contract for quite a long time before they get a full-time job.
No.
But that may be changing now. We've got to wait and see.
I don't even speak that vocabulary. You're saying expat packages?
I know.
The hell is that?
I'd heard about them, so I thought I might as well ask, but no.
Yeah, but this whole west to east migration issue is very, very palpable. It is very, very real, isn't it? Especially with the vilification of bonuses, the whole, like the UK bonus culture. I mean, we've been asking people like Mike Gagan from HSBC, are you going to be the first allegiance to come over here because we still enjoy no capital gains, 15% top marginal rates in places like Hong Kong.
Yeah, that is very attractive to come over here. According to Guy, we're not going to see a flood. I mean, where Bloomberg has been looking at the Geneva market, for example, or Zurich, wherever you want in Switzerland, and there's just not enough housing, not enough schools to accommodate a mass exodus from places like London. Same is true here in Hong Kong. The schools get over full. So people have come out at senior levels. HSBC brought its strategy team as well, but it's not a mass.
Yeah, I got to think twice before having kids nowadays. What is a debenture at German Swiss cost now? $250,000 or something?
Something like that. I don't know. Way beyond my budget.
Man, all I have to do is pay for obedience training for cats. Thanks, Paul.